What is going on, XLT to you, F350, but guess what we're working on? Yeah, I know, but you know what that red means? Yep, it means high output. And we got a couple of high output things we're gonna change today on this 24 plow truck. But finally, we have some much anticipated Banks intercooler pipes that I am now gonna show you guys how to put on your high output 6.7. Guys, let's go. All right, guys, thanks so much for checking this out. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe. We have some nice looking pipes. We have the cold side, indicative hot side for the HO if your intercooler pipe has a tether for the electrical connector or a sensor that is an HO intercooler pipe. Now, onto the couplings. I like them. Looks like we got some good clamps, got some seals, and looks like some lubricant maybe. I don't know anything about these yet. I haven't, this is the first time seeing them. Let's open up the bag here and check out everything we have. I got the instructions pulled up. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we have 2 O-rings. We got to keep those. This must be our coupler from cold side to lower intake. Ooh, I like the way this is wrapped. It's like opening a Christmas present. Ooh, look at that. Damn. That's nice. What do you guys think about that? That's killer. Well, the big O-ring is gonna go in here, not on the turbo end. That's nice and beefy. That looks just like an OEM one. I like that. Keep out of reach of children. Well, let me put that down because I can't touch that. I am a child. I'm a child at heart. I'm gonna take my trusty Vaseline and I'm just gonna do what they're suggesting, put a little thin coat. All right, that's cool. Let's do the same with this. We'll get all of our O-rings done. Dang, I really like the way this is packaged. Nice job. Thanks, team. All about the packaging. Very nice. Very nice. Ooh. Man, that is really cool, bro. Wow. It's a nice piece of aluminum. And just like we did the cold side, we're gonna put the O-ring in the hot side adapter piece. It's only got one groove in here that an O-ring is gonna fit in, so same thing. Get some Vaseline on there. All right, so these are ready for clips. We haven't taken anything off yet. All right, get rid of the trash. Okay, let's see. We all have springs on the clamps. And it looks like we got 406s, 406s, and 337s. How many 337s do we have? We got a 275, a 337, and it looks like we have 5 406s. 406, 406. Well, we got 2 in here. I hope this one's not, I don't like that. Hopefully that's not going to be an issue. I don't think so. Just a straight piece, so that might actually be okay. Definitely can smell the silicone. Not really circle either. I'm sure that'll come back to life here. All right, we got this guy here. I think this is going to be going like this. And then we're going to be putting a clamp on there. Look how big that is. Holy Toledo. That's nuts. All right, so we know where that's going. We got our final one. Oh, we got a little tiny guy over here. What size is this? Another 275. All right, we got two 275s. Oh, that's probably going on here. Is that where that guy's going? Ha 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 ha! It's the 90s. Maybe she's got one for me. Ooh, this one's stuck in here too. I mean, I guess we're consolidating space. I don't know, I would rather not have it all be deformed like that. All right, whatever. That's gonna be two different ones. Does it have the number on it? Oh, it does. 94535A and 94532B. All right, last one. Pull this guy. Ooh, that looks cool. Too bad you're not gonna be able to see that. It's gonna be on the bottom. Wow. All right, well, there's all of our parts, except for the cold side. I did not open that yet. Check it out. Cold side coming at you. That's gonna work. Can't you imagine it's already rusted like that? And it's just from the weld. Okay, that's magnetic. That's magnetic. Weird. Let's see if we can notice anything with the hot side. Oh, not nearly as bad. Not nearly as bad. But ready to go. There's a couple things I need to figure out, because that, my friends, is not going to work. We have a lot of plow stuff going on here. This thing's got 20,000 miles on it, 24. Look at the rust buildup on that. I can't deal with that. I'm so done with Michigan. It is just awful on anything vehicle. Trust me. All right, we're gonna take some of this stuff out of the way. All right, I need to cut some of these zip ties. Cut them. We need to get more play in this stuff. All right, let me disconnect this. Swing that around. Okay, we'll put over here. This guy right here, we'll get this out of our way. Now, you're not gonna have to do this to put on the Banks tubes on your truck. This particular application just so happens to have all this extra malarkey. I'm gonna take this out of the way because I can't leave this box sitting here. It's just gonna sit right on top of the boost tube. I can't tell how many times, whoa, I did not think that was gonna happen. Okay. Well, so much for that. There's nothing in the bottle, and I thought that just taking this line off would have been no problem. But apparently that is not the case. Oh, should I have taken the pressure off of it first? Come on. All right, let's try this again. All right, I can deal with that. I'll take this tube and I'll just point it straight up somewhere over here. Out of the way. Out of the way, brother. I'll have to clean this up later. Just made a complete freaking mess. You guys know how I feel about my messes. put this guy under here. Okay, so now I can go up and over. We got another zip tie. Zip tie right here. I hate when this stuff is clipped to the cowl. Sometimes I think these installers need to go to a freaking class. We're gonna be holding a class here in southeastern Michigan. If you guys would like to get a spot in the class, let me know. All right, so that's gonna be a hindrance right there. I need more slack right here. Cutting more zip ties. Trying not to cut any wires. Just zip ties. Make sure I collect them all. Gonna go around the washer fluid. Okay, I'm getting more room. Getting more room. Damn, that is really tough in there. Wow. Let me clip some of these zip ties down here. This is, if you guys are wondering, it's for his salt box spreader thingamabob things. That's Michigan problems. Michigan problems. Let's get these out of the way. All right, put this down here. Get all this slack out of here. I feel like I could just set this little box right in there. Ah ha ha! I need more slack on this red wire. What's holding me up right now? That right there? Was that all? Was that all, mama? There we go. All right, I can deal with that. I didn't disconnect anything from the battery, so that's good. Look, that's where the thing should have been sitting to begin with. I don't think the customer has to access this. It's just, I don't know, like a junction box or something, I guess. All right, so now that that's out of the way, you don't have to disconnect that coolant tube that I did, but since we're not gonna be, let's take this around. I just realized this was out of the way. Let's see if we can pop this guy off. We just got to go over just a little bit and put this back on. There's no clamp, which is like a vent line. All right, that's going to the battery. So you know what we could do is go like this. I digress. Pull this back off and go down here. There we go. Now I'll make it look factory, sorta. So terribly sorry that the installation of this is not straight to the point and right to banks, but now you guys can see some of the stuff you have to run into. Now, doesn't that look way much better? I'm not gonna be looking at that laying on top of it. All right, let me get some zip ties. All right, we got this cute little bundle. Put my zippies back, or at least back on a couple of them. All right. I think we'll do one down here, just so this thing can stay put. There we go, baby. All right, go ahead and clip them. Clip them. Keep it with the garbage. All right, so let me get back to exactly how this thing's gonna look when you guys do it. I don't wanna be cheating. I wanna have the exact same room you guys got. Okay, coolant's still leaking. We'll clean that up, douche it with some water. Okay, let's put this back on. Put this guy back on. Ooh, look at that. I didn't even see that go all the way down there. There we go. Didn't even notice. What I will notice is putting the clamp back in the exact same spot. Call me Quick Draw McGraw. All right, now back to the boost tubes. We're right where you guys would be. On the 6.7 Power Stroke, we have two boost tubes. We have the hot side and we have the cold side. Air comes into the engine, goes into the turbocharger, and because it is spinning, because the exhaust coming out of the engine is driving it, it now is able to draw in this air, compress it, get it hot, and then in this tube goes into the intercooler that is cooled with coolant and has a secondary radiator that goes through that. So we got a water to air radiator that is going to cool this. Comes out, gets cool, and comes out the cold side, more dense and able to go right into the engine. This is what we're kind of working with. All 6.7s have pretty much the same setup. Steel bodies a little different. We had a plastic, all plastic duct on the cold side. Now you guys probably question how you're doing this. Visit rainmanauto.com and get yourself a PTT screwdriver so that you too can take apart your whole entire vehicle with a little screwdriver, and it has a magnet, so that's even better. So the next connection I want you guys to pay attention to is a 7 milli, and let's look for the circle. We'll make sure it stays locked to our extension. There we go. All right, we have the high-speed quarter drive locked and loaded, and we're gonna have a 7 mil clamp right here where it goes to the intercooler. And we're gonna take that 7 mil, loosen it like that. Now a couple things can happen. If this truck has a lot of mileage or has never been taken apart before, this connection, you're gonna have to break free. This one broke free with no problem, which sometimes doesn't happen. Once you break this connection, then what I want you guys to do is kind of maybe do something like this. And I got my fingers on the bottom and I'm pushing up. Let me show you where my fingers are. See my fingers? I'm doing this to pull it up off of the intercooler. So now we have a pipe that's free. Now, I don't know if I'm able to do this with one hand. You get yourself a trim tool and you're gonna go to the clamp on the hot side. See how that just kind of sprung up like that? That's exactly what I want you guys to do. Now I got my right hand, I'm gonna pull. Oh my gosh, it came off just like it's supposed to. Look at that. Look at that. My trim tool's not gonna stay. Wow. Something actually worked for once. Imagine that. All right, so let me show you how to pop this clip off really quick, because we are going to need the clip that is going to retain it to the turbocharger. And we're going to take this little guy like that, flip it over. We got one over here. Take this little guy, flip it up like that, and then we come back. Oh, I guess I didn't go far enough. There we go. Come up with this. Now the hot side HO is the only truck that is going to have a 1, 2, 3, 4 dimple. All the other ones, do I have one over here? Is just 3. You can't use this one on an HO. You can't use this one on a non-HO or vice versa. So the last thing we're going to do for this guy is we need a 15 mil. 15 mil, we're going to take this sensor out and completely remove it from this pipe. Damn, that thing looks kind of gnarly. I don't know how well this is going to come out. Let's see. Ooh, I mean, it is plastic. Okay, can't do it. 20,000 miles, 20,600 on a 24. Okay, there it is. All right, hot side pipe, there's our port. Where's our sensor? Sensoring. All right, I'm gonna do a little drop will do. Right here on the O-ring. I'm gonna put that guy right in. Should be flawless, shouldn't struggle to put this in. If you are, then you have a problem. You're not doing something right. Okay, we're just gonna do a snuggy wuggy. This is plastic. Okay, snug, because you'll pull that sensor right out and rip the plastic threads right off the sensor. I have not done that, but just use your wonderful imagination. Hot side factory pipe. She done. She done. Back to the cold side, we have an electrical connector. Push the button and pull it off, and then get it out of the way. Again, grab your screwdriver, and we have a little flat right here that you can pop this clip out, and you'll be able to work it off just like you saw me do. And it actually went back in its groove. All right, we'll get that off once we pull the pipe off. Oh yeah. All right, clip. Clip, retrieved. Clip is gonna go just like that. And then this one with the Banks logo, we're gonna go just like that. All right, the connection down right there, you guys see it. We need a longer extension right here. This is my guy right here. Take my 7mm. Let's do another extension transfer. Let's make sure the holes are lined up. Thank you very much. Need this extension. No more. Quarter drive high speed coming at you. All right, 7mm. 7mm, where you at? There we go. Right there. Okay, pull this guy off with my left hand. I'm like grabbing the bottom of it and just kind of squeezing it. Kind of hard to explain. Oh, come on, baby. Okay, I think I got it loose. Yep. Okay. Pipe coming up. There it is. Right there. This is the cold side. And we have to remove that sensor right there. See what I'm talking about with these screwdrivers? You need one for everything. Pop this tab and give this a little turn if I can. Come on. I think I can get it. These little pliers. Let's see if I can go now that I'm over the hump. There we go. There we go. Now I should be able to pull this thing straight out. Bingo. Bingo. All right, here's the cold side pipe. Let's go ahead and do the same thing we did with the hot side and put our sensor back in. See, it's got oh, there's our raised step right there. All right, fully seated, and I'm gonna twist it into the, ooh, gonna need a little pair of pliers for that. All right, let's see, just a little bit. There we go. Okay, that's good. Now remember what we were talking about. Now for the next guy that is gonna be taking this off, don't put the clip all the way down here. When we get parts that have the names on it, I like to make sure that the name is at the top and that the clip is gonna be, or the brake at the clip I should say, is gonna be at the top as well. So whoever's gonna be taking this off next can easily get the clip and dislodge it and remove the pipe from the truck. Okay, I like that. Did we go over one more? Nope, that's gonna be fine right there. Okay, I can dig that. All right, we're gonna get our Banks rubber boot and we're gonna put the name to the name, logo to logo. All right, I like it. We're gonna take our 4-inch clamp and it looks like those are the 406s. You guys can kind of see that there. 406ers. Maybe I gotta go back on this way. Yep. This is usually how I like it sitting in the truck, just like this. So if I'm pushing it on the intake, I like to have this one facing up and this one facing up, just like that. So I guess really, let me go ahead and zip this 11 down. I wanna make sure it makes contact so it's not jumping around here. Okay, still loose. I like the way that is. I can still turn it if I need to. All right, I can dig that. So then this is pretty much gonna be sitting in here like this with another clamp. All right, I can dig that. I think right now is we need to take this guy. This is going to be going on here, but we need to clock it onto the intercooler. So this is just my method. This is what I do, all right? So let me pull this guy back off. Let me get a clamp. All right, I got it. I'm gonna put that clamp like this. Let me run it down a little bit. Take some of that play out. I'm gonna go ahead and slip this in. Okay, I can feel the lip is all the way. You don't want to have the clamp on the lip. You want the lip to be on this side of the clamp, so when you're tightening it, it is in there correctly. So I like to have this guy facing like this. As far as it's going to go in, we take one of the 2.75 clamps. This is 3375, nope. 275, yeah, that's gonna be the clamp here for the cold side. During disassembly, I forgot to remove this power steering reservoir out of Z-way. Just kind of leave this guy sitting in here like that. All right, now we can stick this thing down in here. Shimmy it all on down in there. Okay, it's on. It's on the intercooler. It's on the intercooler, and I like the way this is clocked right here. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna slide this pipe back off. Okay, come over here. Come on, rubber hose. Okay, I'm gonna run this down. Now these are supposed to be at 60 inch-pounds, but I'm gonna wash the silicone. I'm gonna wash the silicone, kind of stretch right there. Not stretch, but go against that lip. Right there. I've taken a lot of these apart, and you kind of just have that feel. I try to give you guys that in every video, but it's kind of hard to show and tell you guys. All right, going back down in there. There we go. All right, let's get it on the intercooler. Here we go, on the intercooler. Get this power steering reservoir out my way. Okay, she's all the way on the intercooler, and I have good space for the clamp. Now, we just have to get our coupler on here. Get your 4-inch clamp. I'm gonna pull this back, and I'm gonna slip this onto the pipe, and then drop it back down into place. And I'm gonna push this on, and that's gonna free up this gap right here. I'm gonna have to move you guys over. Oh. Did I leave my purse at home? Jiminy cricks, I guess I did. Okay, that's on. All right, so that was a little unnecessary. I like it, it's in. I want to fix this right here. So now that I got my stud here that was using to pull or push. Okay. See if we can rotate this a little bit. There we go, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. I'm a stickler for that, sorry. 11 mil. Get a nice squeeze right there. I like it. I want this clamp going the same way. I want equal amounts of rubber sticking out all the way around. Okay. I'm happy with that. Looks like we're in the same plane. Okay, looking at the rubber down here. Looks good. I can feel the lip in there. Most importantly, give it a shizzy shake. We're good. Take our cold side connector, if I can wiggle this out. So if you had a later model Superduty, not a 2020, you'd have an ability to put your tether for your electrical connector right there, but we'll kind of do something like that. In fact, let me take this and I'll go right here, right between this one. Give it a little more, less slack over here. Now, I will tell you, I read the bank's instructions and just kind of came up with my own synopsis. So they may not have you put that there. I didn't look at what they did for that. But we have one more connection down here, 11 mil. Take my word for it that it's going to be tight. Go for this 11 mil. Where is it? There it is. Am I on it? Right there. Where is it? Right there. Okay. She good. She tight. My socket's still down there. Let's grab that socket. Got it. All right. Well, after the cold side, what do you guys think? You like the bank so far? Hot side, coming at you. All right, remember what we talked about, the bank's logo. We need to put in the split. That's how that's supposed to go. HO only. Okay, we got the 4 spots, 1, 2, 3, 4, HO. We're gonna take our small little coupler. I'm gonna do just a little silicone on here, or a little Vaseline. I'm gonna take our clamp. One thing I'm not sure about right now, let me loosen this. All right, this guy should just slide in just like that. I have this 275 clamp. That seems to fit better on here than this 3 clamp. I don't know, let me see. Yeah, that's definitely not gonna work. And this one seems, that one seems just a little too big. That goes on there. Banks to banks. That might not be right. It might be. I still got stud in there. Might be right. Yeah, it sure is. And then I guess we can, let's just go put this on. I'll put a little drop will do in here. All right, we'll go over to the truck. Now you should hear positive engagement onto the turbocharger. Look at that little oil right on the lip of that. I tell you, that's a lot of trucks come in and I see that. All right, let's check it. We're gonna have a problem pushing that on like we did the cold side. Okay, that is on. I can dig it. Man, that boy is huge in there. Damn! Wow. All right. Clamp's not hitting. I was wondering about that. Let's get our 4-inch. We'll put that on the coupler. Have that connected like this probably. Let's see. Yeah, just like this. Okay. We have this connection right here and the tube. That's getting to be it. Get this 4-inch clamp and we're gonna put that guy like right here. Okay. And then the other boot, we got 2 clamps left. We got 4-inch, sweet. And then we have this 337 clamp. That's gonna go to the intercooler area. I'll put just a little silicone on here. 4-inch clamp, 4-inching. Put that guy on like that. Okay, now I just push this all the way on, so I'll be able to put this in and then slide this down onto the intercooler. Let's see how close that is. Looking good. I had this on the wrong end. Okay. Put this guy in this boot. Okay, we are in. Now we gotta manipulate this down on here. This is a big duct. Come on, ducky. Let me pull this nut off and the spring, just so I have a little more play in this clamp. Maybe that's what's inhibiting me. Oh, I think it was. It most certainly was. Now I'm gonna rotate this clamp down here past the battery cabling, because now I'm past that. All right, I'll put this spring back on. Be careful not to drop anything. Need some more slack. There we go. These are like nylon lock nut washers. I'm sorry. They're like nylon lock nuts. All right, I like how that is right there. Now I'm worried about this one. Right above the CCV. Where's my... Oh yeah, that went in. I could slide this pipe down more. Where's my lip? Right there. Miss Lippy. Thank you very much, Miss Lippy. I like it. Let me get my 11. I do like the way these slipped together over here. Hold it. All right. That one's gonna be, that one I might be able to get like this. Oh yeah. One thing I will say, that's going to be kind of weird going around the fuel filter, but I think one might be able to get that. Let's loosen this. It sucked our pipe and stuff off of our intercooler. There we go. So now I'll tighten this. Nope. We need to pull that boot down. There we go. Now I'll tighten the intercooler connection. It's all the way seated, rubber to intercooler. I like it. And then we'll do this guy right here. Now that we know where our lip is right there. Look at that. That looks way much better. Okay, don't turn the key on. Before you connect all your sensors, we have our last HO with the factory masking tape still on it. I'll be damned. Factory. Now you guys, some might be wondering, am I gonna notice a difference in sound? When with that answer, I'm gonna say no. The biggest sound difference you'd get would have been putting the Banks air filter on. It's something very popular that we do. This is the first set of Banks boost tubes that take out the factory ones and give you a pipe versus the stock. That looks pretty snazzy. I don't know if any of you guys have put this on your 6.7 yet, but this is my first 6.7, especially the HO, for doing the Bank stuff. Right here, on the channel. I appreciate you guys for watching. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section. If you guys are going to be dealing with the banks, or you're going to be running the pusher, maybe you guys are running some other brand that I do not have anything to do with, but I want to know what you guys are spending your money on. We'll see you guys next time. If you're good for service, make sure to hit the email right here below and in the front of the video with the latest information, phone number and email, so that you guys can get your truck fixed right the first time. I appreciate you guys. Make sure to like, comment, sub, share, and I will see you next time.